Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses time and blesses space, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses people as well. And one of the great blessings that we have during the week is the day of Jum'ah, which is the Friday. On the Friday, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specifies it for a specific prayer that can only be prayed on that day. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specifies a time with a specific act of worship, it shows its rank and its greatness with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just like this month of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen it for fasting, and just like the month of Dhul Hijjah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen it for the performance of the Hajj. Likewise on Jum'ah, there is a salah which takes the place of Dhuhr, and that is Salatul Jum'ah. And there are certain routines and etiquettes that need to be observed during the Friday. And these are routines which are beneficial for the individual and beneficial for the community as well. Jum'ah itself means the gathering. It means to gather together. And so this is a communal gathering and a worshipping of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some of the etiquettes is that after Fajr and before the Salah, a person should take a bath. And this is part of a fundamental pillar within Islam, and that is cleanliness. That a person removes any dirt from themselves and they ensure that they are smelling good and clean, and they are preparing themselves to stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should trim our nails, and we should make sure that we remove any part of our body that may be unhygienic as well. We know from the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is that he would wear white on the day of Jum'ah, and he recommended the wearing of white, again because of its cleanliness. And on Jum'ah, there is another secret to Jum'ah which many people do not practice, but really we need to revive, and that is the recitation of Suratul Kahf. Suratul Kahf, which is in the middle of the Quran, it's right in the center of the Quran, between the 15th and the 16th juz. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about many things in there. One of the things that He talks about are the trials of wealth and power. And the other thing that He talks about is arrogance about knowledge. And the other thing He talks about is the trial of faith, how people are tested with their faith. And so there's many lessons in there. And we know that the Prophet ﷺ tells us that by reciting Suratul Kahf on a Friday, a person will be protected by the calamities that will come at the end of time. And so this is a protection and a form of protection. Now when a person goes to Jum'ah, something very particular and advice for ourselves, especially in the communities that we live in, is that the earlier you go, the more the reward. And also we should ensure that we are not causing an inconvenience to others, not parking in people's driveways or not blocking other people from leaving, not parking in places that emergency services need to get access to. It's very important that we observe a respect around the masjid. The masjid should not be seen as a place of inconvenience. And so people should walk to the masjid if possible and sit and listen to the khutbah. And listening to the khutbah is extremely important. The point of Jum'ah is that the Imam is able to deliver a speech which is relevant to the time and the situation and the circumstance that people are going through. Give them advice, give them a reminder of something that they may be leaving out. And so a person every week is able to reflect upon their behavior, account for their behavior, and make a positive change after that. On the Jum'ah as well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that it is permissible for us to trade and to engage in worldly activities that are halal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't ask us to just specify the Friday for His worship only, but this is a day of the community. And what the scholars say is that the 5 daily prayers in the masjid give us an indication of our neighborhoods, of how our neighborhoods are doing. We get to meet other people, we can speak to them, and if we know of some problems, we can see to those problems and we can help people. And the Jum'ah allows us to see the state of the city and the town. So the Jum'ah, most of the people will gather in one main mosque or a few main masajid. And this allows us to see the state of the actual whole community. What is happening, what are the issues, or what is good that's happening that we can help. And also this is a great opportunity to just meet other people and exchange salams, and just to greet new people that are within the community that we may not have seen for a very long time. And so there are many blessings of Jum'ah. What is very important though is that at the time of Jum'ah, if possible, a person should leave their work and they should pray Salatul Jum'ah. It's a very important prayer. To the extent that the Prophet ﷺ tells us that whoever deliberately leaves 3 Jum'ahs, it is as though they have turned their back upon the religion. And so this salah is very crucial. There's also another part just to mention as well that Sayyidatuna Fatima radiallahu anha, she mentions that there is a time of in Jum'ah when the dua is accepted, and she alludes and indicates to the fact that that time is after Salatul Asr, in other words the final portion of the Friday itself. And so that time when the day is ending, a person should spend in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make dua, and inshallah that dua will be answered. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He blesses us on this Jum'ah that is coming within the month of Ramadan, and that we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He allows us to recite Surah Al-Kahf and observe the manners and the sunnahs of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam on this blessed day. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Jazakumullah khair for watching another episode of Ramadan Reflections. Please like, share and subscribe using the social media links below.